Hello again everyone. In today's video we will be looking at how to solve equations. And in this particular problem, solving an equation means we're trying to find the value of x. And depending on what your variable might be, you could be looking for the value of y, z, k, any letter you choose to use to represent your variable. So we would like to know what the value of x is, because this equation is telling us that 3 times a certain number, a number that we don't know, then we subtract 4 from that number and it's going to give us 14 for the answer. Instead of randomly trying to plug numbers in to get this equation to work, what we'll try to do is get the x by itself with everything else on the other side of the equal sign, and that will tell us that x is equal to a particular thing. Now some students would say, okay, they're going to move the 4 over. Well, that's not technically correct. What you can do is get rid of this negative 4, and you can get rid of this negative 4 by simply adding 4. But bear in mind that if you add 4 to one side of the equal sign, you also have to add 4 to the other side of the equal sign. And what happens is, by adding 4 to negative 4, that cancels out each other. And so you're left with only 3x. We put our equal sign back, and now we have 14 plus 4, which is 18. Now we're halfway there. How can we get this x by itself? Well, we have 3 times x, and you can undo multiplication by division. So we can divide by 3, and that cancels out the 3 for us. But the problem is, if we decide to divide one side of the equal sign by 3, we also have to divide the other side of the equal sign by 3. And so we're left with x on this side, and 18 divided by 3 will give us 6. And so we have solved that problem. One quick thing to note is that your answer, or the value of x, might not always be a whole number. Let's say, for example, if the problem was, let's say 3x minus 4 is equal to 13 rather than 14, and we wanted to solve. We would take the same step where we add 4 to cancel out that 4, but then we also have to add 4 on this side. And so we're left with 3x is equal to 17. How do we get the x by itself? Well, we divide by 3 again, which also means we have to divide this side by 3. In this case, we have x is equal to 17 over 3. It doesn't look like a nice clean number, but you have to trust that you followed your steps properly, and once you do that, then whatever you get for your answer, that's what works. Of course, a quick check always helps to see if you did the problem correctly. If you plug 17 over 3 in the place of x in the original equation, then it should work. Let's try that real quick. If I was to say 3 times x, but I know that x is 17 over 3 minus 4 should give me 13. Let's see if that works. Well, 3 times a fraction, and if you have trouble with doing this operation, you could check out my video on how to multiply fractions and also how to multiply fractions by whole numbers. The 3 on the outside is simply 3 over 1, so you're doing 3 times 17 at the top, 1 times 3 at the bottom. Instead of doing that calculation, however, you could realize that if there's a 3 at the top and a 3 at the bottom, they will cancel each other out. And so this 3 cancels out, so what we have is a 1. So this essentially goes away, and now we have 17 over 1, which is really just 17. And you have 17 subtract 4, and that is indeed 13, and you know that you did it correctly. Likewise, if you plugged in 6 into this problem, you should have gotten the equation to balance out, because 3 times 6 would be 18, and then you subtract 4 from 18, and you would get 14 for your answer. Hopefully you found this video useful. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe, and you could check out my other videos as well. Bye.